a fan of the Dragon Ball Super card game? If so, check out QueenCityGaming.com for sealed product, singles, and more. Just use promo code MafubaJar-10 to save 10% off your order every time.
Welcome back to the Mafuba Jar. We've been here for another awesome deck profile. And today, guys, I'm going to be showing you my Gogeta deck. So, Gogeta cards in general, ever since the release of Set 5, have made a really big impact on the meta with both the Gogeta battle cards that we've gotten so far. The leader, while it hasn't made the largest impact like the Shenron leader has, for example, it's definitely not a low tier leader either. Like, it's a really good leader and it's got really awesome cards going for it. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. It's a blue Gogeta leader, and the auto is Burst 2. You place the top 2 cards of your deck in the drop area to activate it. When his card attacks, you draw a card. So you have to mill 2 cards from your deck to draw a card when you attack. But what's cool about this, first off, is that it doesn't matter if you attack your opponent's leader or one of their battle cards. He just has to attack for you to draw. And also, the burst goes along with our sparking mechanic as well, which is 2 new things we've gotten in Set 5. Now, for those of you who did not notice, though, the burst right here, even though it does not say you may, the burst is optional. You just can't draw a card if you choose not to activate the burst. But the whole burst skill right there, that's not mandatory when you attack. Bandai has already confirmed that for us. So when you attack, you do not have to mill 2 if you don't want to. And he awakens at 4 life by restaining 2 energy, so pretty standard stuff. And Knockout Strike Gogeta. This is where the leader gets really, really good. So his auto is a Sparking 5. When he attacks, you draw a card. Also, if you have 3 or more energy, he gains 5 as a power. And if you have 5 or more energy, he gains Double Strike. So at 5 energy, when he attacks, he'll be a 20k Double Striker, which is really, really good right there. But the Activate main is what makes this card really fantastic. So you pick a card from your hand and place it in the drop area. Your opponent can only activate counter skills once for the duration of the turn. So they can't repeatedly negate your attacks, or even better if they play a counter play card after you activate this, such as a Bloodlust, a Crusher Ball, stuff like that. That's the only counter they can play, so they can't even counter your attacks afterwards. So really, it's a really good skill to go in for game. So that's really, really cool right there. So that does it for a talk of the leader. And so let's go ahead and talk about the battle cards and what makes this deck function. So I'm going to start off here with the super combos here. 4 copies of Great Saiyaman, Town Hero. Now what's really cool is that all of the new super combos we've gotten from Set 5, they all automatically have the 10k already. They all start off with just 0. So even if you don't meet the requirement to draw a card, you still get a free 10k combo, which is really, really cool. So the Great Saiyaman auto is the Sparking 5, to where if you have 5 or more cards in your drop area, you get to activate the skill. So Sparking 3, Sparking 7, Sparking 10, it just means how many cards are in your drop area. So for this one is that you draw a card if you have 5 or more cards in your drop area, which you can easily get to since your Gogeta leader alone is going to be milling 2. So you'll get there extremely quickly. So that's why I chose this one over the North Kai. Because you'll be having 5 or more in your drop area way before you'll be at 4 life. Alright, and since this is a blue leader, I'll be running 3 copies of Unyielding Spirit Trunks. During your turn, you come with this to restand 1 of your energy. I don't run 4 of it in this one because of Gogeta's milling. In fact, there's a lot of cards that I would normally run as 4, but I don't run it as 4. All because of the burst thing that I'm doing. It's not just with this guy. I have another card that mills as well. So that's why there's going to be cards in here that aren't a 4 of unless they're absolutely worth it. They're worth the risk of milling them. Alright, next up here is going to be 4 copies of Kind Saiyan Son Goku. Now I've got this in here to search for all my Goku cards, and which, most importantly, our Goku cards are going to be for our materials for our Gogeta fusions. But some of our Goku cards have other functions as well, which is really, really cool. And first of all, here going to be playing the new Vanilla Super Saiyan Son Goku. 2-drop, 20k power. Now that's very important, because the way how Union Fusion works is that you have to pitch 2 cards that are listed on there, and they have to have the same amount of power. So all the Gokus and Vegetas we use as fusion material, they're all going to have 20k power. So it's just a vanilla card, nothing too special, until we get into this guy right here. Got 3 copies of Resolute Strength Son Goku. Now, for a blue energy, this evolves on top of a blue Super Saiyan Son Goku with that name with an energy cost of 2 or more. So it has to be this particular one it evolves on top to. It cannot evolve on just any Goku. It's got Barrier, which is pretty cool. And its auto is a Burst 5. That's the other mill card I told you about. When a card evolves into this card, choose a card from your life, placing the drop area, then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 2 or less, ignoring Barrier, and place it at the bottom of the owner's deck, which is really cool. And then you choose up to one Deadly Defender Vegeta from your deck or drop area and play it. Then you shuffle your deck afterwards. So even if you've already gone through all your Deadly Defender Vegetas from your deck, you could still play from the drop area if it's there. So that's really, really cool as well. Not to mention it pops a 2K. It pops a 2 cost or less card, ignoring Barrier. And we did get a bunch of Barrier blockers that are a 2 cost or less. So that's a really good card to be popping them with. And as for the final Goku I run in this deck, it's going to be 4 copies of Fusion Reborn Son Goku. Now, we got this specifically in the Gogeta structure deck. And what it says is that if this card is placed in from your drop area from your hand as a result of a Union Fusion, if your leader card is a Gogeta card, you get to draw a card. So, basically, if you use this as material for a Gogeta, since, of course, we have Gogeta leader, you draw for it. So that's really, really cool. And before I get into the Vegeta cards, I just want to show you guys this card here quickly. The 2 copies of Dimension Support Trunks. Now, he's actually a really, really cool card. So, what I like to do with the Trunks is I like to, since I'm guaranteed to have cards in my drop area, especially early game, I'm going to go ahead and Overwhelm for this guy right here. And then his skill is when you play this card using Overwhelm, you choose up to one of your skillless battle cards when energy cost of 2 or less from your deck and play it. Shuffle the deck, then it gains critical. So I get to search my deck for this Goku right here, play it, and it'll have critical for the duration of the turn, which is really, really cool. So I can attack my opponent for a 20k critical, and if I have a Trunks, where is it? If I have the Unyielding Spirit Trunks in my hand, I get to combo with this, restand one of my energy, and if it's in my hand, I get to evolve into the Resolute Strength Goku right here. So that's really, really cool. I can just evolve into it as quick as I can to get out the Deadly Defenders. So I'll show you guys those right now. Gonna be running 3 copies of the Deadly Defenders. Now, we've got a Deadly Defender for each color. So really happy about that. And these are basically our new Vegetos. Because we got the Vegeta from the Ultimate box that's served like this. But this one's an energy less. But it does have some things about it. So it's a 3-drop. Even though you'll hardly ever play it just as a 3-drop, you'll want to play it off of this. It has Barrier, just like all the ones do. And the permanent is during your opponent's turn, if your leader card is blue and his card is in rest mode, your opponent cannot attack your leader card. And his card loses 5,000 power. So during your opponent's turn, he's at 15, but your opponent cannot attack your leader. So really, really cool to just keep your leader safeguarded like that. And not to mention, it's still pretty annoying to get over it. Even though losing the 5k power is kind of dumb, it's still not too bad because you could get him out much earlier than you could a Vegeta. So I definitely think it's worth the trade-off, at least in my opinion. Alright, as for more Vegeta cards here, got 4 copies of Fusion Reborn Vegeta. Now, this is the other Vegeta to go with the Goku I showed you earlier. And this auto is that when this card is placed in your drop area from your hand as a result of a Union Fusion, if your leader card is a Gogeta, you choose up to one of your energy and switch it to active mode. So the Goku lets you draw a card, and the Vegeta, you get to retap one of your energies. So that's really, really cool. Especially if you're able to use both as fusion material for your Gogeta. You're drawing a card and you're restanding an energy. So really, really awesome. Alright, last up for my Vegetas, it's going to be 2 copies of All Cost Vegeta. It's got the 20,000 power, so we could use it as material for a Gogeta if we absolutely have to, but I really wouldn't, mainly because this Vegeta is like really amazing on its own to use. So the auto is when you play this card, draw a card and choose up to one of your energy and switch it to active mode. Activate means once per turn, you pick 2 cards from your life, add them to your hand. This card gains 3,000 power for each card you have, for each card in your energy for the duration of the turn. And if you have 5 or more energy, you get to choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, KO it, and it gains triple strike. So you take 2 life, Pop one of your opponent's cards and he'll gain triple strike plus 3k for each energy. Which you'll be activating these at 5, so he'll be at minimum of 35 triple strike attacker. So that's really, really cool. But as I said, if you absolutely have to get a Gogeta out and this is the only Vegeta you have, you can, because it is a 20,000 base. So it does match with all of our Gokus here. Alright, now for our Gogeta cards, which, as I said before, these have made significant impacts in our meta. First off, we got 4 copies of Ultimate Fusion Gogeta. Now, this was also a structure deck exclusive. So it's double strike. It's a unit fusion of 2 blue and 2 of any other color. And though it's a 5-drop, even though it's a 5-drop, paying for it isn't bad either. But there are a lot of decks that just play as a standalone 5-drop, just because of how that good it is. And its auto is a Sparking 5. When you play this card, you draw 2 cards, then choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards and place them at the bottom of the owner's deck in any order. So, not only does it, if you play with Union Fusion, it replaces the 2 cards you had to pitch for it by drawing 2 more. You get to remove 2 cards from your opponent's battle area, which is really, really awesome. So yeah, as I said, this is played as a standalone 5-drop in many mono blue decks for that reason, just because it's that good. And now for probably one of the most powerful cards in the game right now, Gogeta Hero Revived. Oh man, this is just nasty. Triple strike, barrier, deflect. Oh, that's just so horrible right there. Just because like, that's so hard to deal with. Even though it's a 7-drop, it's a Union Fusion of 5 for a Goku and Vegeta. So it's pretty easy to get into. And its auto is a Sparking 10. When you play this card, if you have 5 or more energy, choose 1 card from your life, place it in your drop area, and if your opponent shuffles all the cards in their hand to the deck, then draws 3 cards. So you're leaving your opponent with only 3 cards, attacking them with a triple striker with barrier and deflect, so they can't bloodlust you or anything. They can't pop this card unless they have those really powerful popping cards that ignore barrier. And you're making them just shuffle their hand and draw only 3 cards, so the odds of them having a negate are extremely low. So out of all the Shenron decks out there, this is the most played card in the Shenron decks. For that reason, just because it's like that unstoppable. To give them triple attack and triple strike, which is just gross. But for Gogeta, it's pretty gross too, because using these 2 materials for this Gogeta, you get to draw a card and restand. It's like if you use the Goku and Vegeta with this Gogeta, you're drawing 3 cards instead of 2, and you still get to restand energy. So, both leaders have their own disgusting uses for this. But overall, this is just like, honestly, I'd say this is one of the most powerful blue cards that we've ever gotten. Just, oh my god, like, if you get this out, it's basically game over. Especially if your opponent's on low on life. That's it. That is it. Especially combining this with the leader to make it so they can only activate 1 counter skill. Like, they're done. They are finished, man. Game over with this card. Like, honestly, like, I know I'm kind of babbling a bit, but that's seriously how powerful this card is. This might as well have been named Gogeta. Game over. Just because that's how it is. It's just that good. Alright, so let's get into our extra cards now. Of course, since we have a blue leader, of course I'm going to be running the 1 flute. Literally, there is no reason to not be running this card in your decks. It's just that good. And same thing with Senzu Bean. It's a staple in almost any deck it's pretty much any deck that plays blue. Matter of fact, many decks will run blue just so they can run Senzu Bean in it. It's just that good. And one of our new cards here we have is Soul Punisher. If your leader card is a Gogeta card, it gains 15,000 power and critical for the duration of that battle. So if you're at 5 or more energy with this guy and he has his double strike and you attack, play the Soul Punisher on top of it, he'll become a 35 double strike critical attacker, which is disgusting, especially for a leader. So yeah, that's pretty gross right there. And for my final 3 cards, I'm going to be running 3 copies of Dimension Magic. Now, I was originally playing 4, but I found myself milling these more often than I would have liked. So that's why I stuck with 3, and I like 3. Because I always see it when I need it. Yeah, I am more of a fan of 4 usually, but anything that mills this much, like I said, it was always these cards specifically that I was milling like crazy. So that's why I'm personally running just 3 of them, but if you want to run 4 Dimension Magic, go ahead, it's a really great card. So if your leader is blue, you play it, then you get to restand 2 of your blue energy. So it almost feels like a sense beam in that instance. So you tap 1 and you gain 2. But it's permanent, and all the new negates from set 5 have this, which is really cool. It's a sparking 5. If you have 5 or more cards in your drop area, you get to play this card by adding a life from your life to hand instead. So for no energy, you get to play Dimension Magic and restand 2 energy. And as I said, all of the new negates in set 5 have that permanent, so I think that's really, really awesome. Alright guys, that does it for my Gogeta deck profile. Definitely a great deck to pick up. Like I said, it's not Shenron or anything like that, but as I said, this is not a low tier leader either. So it can definitely do a lot of things. And there's a couple other ways you can mess around with the Gogeta deck too a bit. But this is just the version that I'm liking the best for me so far. So if you guys like this video, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you are new to the channel. And stick around because all the time we're doing awesome Dragon Ball stuff. And we have Clash of Fates just around the corner. Really excited for the Bardock card in so far. Same thing with the Broly packs. We got the Broly and new Gogeta leader. So excited to be messing with those. And yeah, along with that, we got the Broly movie coming out in about a month from now, even a little less. So definitely looking forward to that, guys. You should all definitely go see that movie. I am definitely going to be seeing it when it releases. So yeah, definitely awesome. So if you guys like this, oh, okay, I already said that. I'm just babbling now, guys. Sorry about that. So I hope you all have a fantastic day, and you have been released.